Can you believe it's been 30 years since this Van Damme flick came out? Oh, you better believe it, as he's going through time and what have you. So prepare yourselves, because here's my review of Timecop. This is Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. So, greetings, my fellow YouTubers, and welcome to Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. My name is Dual, better known to as the Big D, and this time around I bring to you a review of the 1994 sci-fi action flick Time Cop, originally released by Universal for Largo Entertainment and directed by Peter Hyams, co-written by Mike Richardson and Mark Verheiden. Richardson also served as executive producer. The film is based on a story created by Richardson, written by Verheiden, and drawn by Ron Randall, which appeared in the Dark Horse Comics anthology comic series. And it's the first installment of a franchise as well. But I'll talk about that in a little bit. This film was released on this day, September 16th, 1994. Henceforth, today is the film's 30th anniversary. The film stars Jean-Claude Van Damme as the titular character, whose name is Max Walker, a police officer in 1994 with time travel having been made possible, and later a U.S. federal agent in 2004. Along with him are Ron Silver and Mia Sara. The story follows Walker's life as he fights time travel crime and investigates the politician's plans, which the politician is played by Ron Silver. Let's get into the story. In 1863, Gainesville, Georgia, a time traveler with futuristic weapons slaughters 5 Confederate soldiers and steals their shipment of gold bullion. In 1994, the Justice Department funds the creation of the Clandestine Time Enforcement Commission, or TEC, to combat the emerging threat of the past being altered following the invention of time travel technology by Dr. Hans Clandest. Users are unable to travel to the future as it has not yet happened, but they can travel to and change the past, creating ripples through time that alter the present. Senator Aaron McComb volunteers to oversee the TEC, and police officer Eugene Matuzik is assigned as the TEC's initial commissioner. Metropolitan Police Department Officer Max Walker is offered a position at the TEC, but before he can accept, he and his wife Melissa are attacked by unknown assailants. Walker is left for dead while Melissa is killed when their house explodes. In 2004, veteran TEC agent Walker travels to 1929 to apprehend his former partner, Lyle Atwood, who is using future knowledge to profit from the stock market crash. Atwood confesses to working for McComb, who is using his position to send subordinates through time to obtain funds for his failing presidential campaign. Fearing McComb will erase him and his family from history as a punishment, Atwood refuses to testify and is executed for his crimes by the TEC. During McComb's visit to the TEC, Walker implies his suspicions of McComb. After surviving an ambush at his home by McComb's henchmen, Walker is assigned a new partner, Sara Fielding. Walker and Fielding travel to 1994 to investigate a time disturbance and discover a younger McComb being bought out of a computer chip manufacturing company by his partner Jack Parker. The 2004 McComb arrives to prevent his 1994 self from accepting the deal, advising him the chip will soon be worth billions, and cautioning that they must not touch as the same matter cannot occupy the same space. McComb kills Parker and Fielding betrays and captures Walker, admitting she is in McComb's employ. In the ensuing shootout, McComb shoots Fielding and escapes in 2004. Walker returns to a heavily altered future where McComb is a wealthy presidential frontrunner and has shut down the TEC to prevent further interference in his plans. Walker convinces Matusek, who is oblivious to McComb's changes, that he and Walker were close friends. They deduce that McComb is using Kleinist's original time travel prototype, and Matusek helps send Walker back in time to restore history before being shot dead by McComb's guards. McComb concludes that Walker must be erased at a point before he ever joined the TEC to eliminate his interference. Now for the final act and the ending. As always, you know the procedure. You have 5 seconds to stop this video, go to the description box below, and fast forward to the time below. If you've seen the movie already, please continue. Okay, you've been warned. Back in 1994, Walker finds Fielding recovering in a hospital. She agrees to testify against McComb, but while Walker is erasing evidence of her treatment, she is murdered. Walker discovers Melissa had been for treatment because she was pregnant. Realizing this is the day of her murder, Walker finds Melissa, reveals he is from the future, and convinces her to ensure his 1994 self does not leave that night for work. That night, the attackers, revealed to be Macomb's henchmen, attack the younger Walker, but he and Melissa are able to fight them off with aid from the older Walker. The 2004 Macomb arrives and takes Melissa hostage, confronting Walker with a C4 explosive. Macomb accepts he will die in the explosion, but Walker's death will mean Macomb's younger self will become president unhindered. However, Walker reveals he has lured the 1994 Macomb to the house and pushes him into the older Macomb, merging them into a writhing, screaming mass of flesh that then disappears. Walker carries Melissa out of the house before it's destroyed by the bomb and places her beside his unconscious younger self. So in the end, back in 2004, Walter finds that Matusek and Fielding are alive and at the active TC, while Senator Macomb disappeared in 1994, erasing his future actions. Walker is taken to his still intact house, where he finds Melissa and his young son waiting for him. End of story. So, what did I think of Timecop? Well, I've only seen the film twice. I am going to say that this film is pretty cool and what have you, and it's really awesome. The film was a big success, making 101.6 million worldwide against its 27 to 28 million dollar budget, making this Van Damme's highest grossing film as a lead actor and is second to break the 100 million barrier next to Universal Soldier. Although the film was met with mixed reviews, which I'll get to in just a second, it is generally regarded by critics as one of Van Damme's best films. Anyway, the film sets at 42% on Rotten Tomatoes, saying it's no Terminator, but for those willing to suspend disbelief and rational thought, the film provides limited sci-fi action rewards. Affirmative on that. Anyway, but I still thought it was pretty cool and action-packed. Cinema Score gave this a B+. Roger Ebert called Timecop a low-rent Terminator. Now, critics were mixed on the film, citing its various plot holes and inconsistencies. True, it does have some plot hole issues, but nevertheless, I still enjoyed the film, as I've said. The Washington Post said, for once, Van Damme's accent is easier to understand than the plot. The New York Times disparaged Van Damme's acting in previous films, but called this film his classiest effort to date. And the film made Entertainment Weekly's underrated films list in November of 2010, mostly because of Van Damme's acting. Now, I really thought Van Damme did a pretty good job in playing Walker. I'm just gonna say this is definitely a good film, and if I watch, if I see a few more films, then mind you, I might do a Jean-Claude Van Damme ranking sometime down the road. Now, this makes it one of the few films of his I've already seen. Now, a few I have seen, I have yet to do reviews of, like Death Warrant and Sudden Death, which would be released the following year and would be directed by the same guy, Peter Hyams, after he had recently directed the cult classic comedy with a little sci-fi and fantasy in it, Stay Tuned. He also directed films like Capricorn 1, Outland, and 2010, The Year We Made Contact, which of course is the sequel to 2001: A Space Odyssey, which I failed to put on my list for films I wanted to do this month. But don't worry, I'll give a review of this race sometime sooner. He also went on to direct The Relic and End of Days. So his direction's not too bad. And I was really surprised that this was based on a comic book and from Dark Horse, making it the second time a Dark Horse character got featured in a film after The Mask, which had more recently come out just a little over a month. Well, actually, a month and a half, to be honest. Now, for the rest of the cast, we have Mia Sara playing Melissa. She's good in the role. Ron Silver played Macomb. He was good. Bruce McGill played Matusak. Very good. Gloria Reuben played Fielding. I'm going to say she was good as well. So, I'm just giving you most of the cast that I know of and seen. I will say it was really very, very good. Now, the score was composed by Mark Isom and conducted by Ken Coogler. Now, he's actually contributed to several films. Now, he had recently, done the scores for films that came out before this, like the original Point Break, Cool World, Fire in the Sky, and Quiz Show, and several others. So I'm gonna say his score for the film is pretty cool as well. Anyway, the film got released on physical media on video cassette in February of the following year in '95. Laserdisc. No, I said Laserdisc. Whoops. And then DVD in January of '98. The film got released on Blu-ray as well in 2010, along with Bloodsport, one of Van Damme's earlier films. However, it would be released by Warner Brothers since because by 2010 the rights to the film had reverted to Largo's successor Intermedia, and distribution shifted to Warner Brothers, where Warner Home Video released the Blu-ray of it along with Bloodsport, which was released by the Canon Corporation, which actually did have some of their films released by Warner Brothers. But I'll talk about that if I decide to watch that. I know I need to see that one. So anyway, Time Cop, I feel like from what I've seen, I think it's pretty cool in my view. Yeah, it's pretty underrated, but still, it's a cool film in my view. If you're into films like maybe The Terminator, well, it's no Terminator, but still pretty cool though. Or if you're into maybe other time traveling action-packed films, I think you'll feel right at home with Time Cop. So would I recommend the film? I'd say, sure, go ahead. But I will, or maybe just give it a one-time watch if you are a die-hard Jean-Claude Van Damme fan. This would be worth a look into. It is available to stream on various services, including Tubi, and Prime Video, and others. It might not be on some of them, but I do know Tubi is one of the best spots you can look for it. But I think you can still find it on Blu-ray with Bloodsport for a pretty reasonable price. So anyway, like I said, I think the cast was pretty good, and the story wasn't too bad, and direction and score, yeah, not too bad. So that's why I said, sure, go ahead, give Time Cop a try. So what did you think of Timecop? Let me know in the comments section below. If you like this video, click the like button, subscribe, and be a part of the Big D Nation. Continue to help support my channel. Make it grow and make the views grow. Tell all your friends about my channel. Share my vids with them as well. And then maybe they'd like to come join the Big D Nation. Join me next time when I bring to you another anniversary review, and it will be on Sky Captain and the World of Tomorrow. So if you like this, consider checking out my reviews of these other two Van Damme films. In the upper left-hand corner is my review of Hard Target. The upper right-hand corner is my recent review from not so long ago on Street Fighter, which was released later the same year Timecop was. Or if you if you would like maybe another bit of action-packed, well, stuff and what have you, you can check out my recent review of Star Trek First Contact. And the bottom right hand corner is the button you can click to subscribe. If you like rankings and reviews on movies, TV, music, video games, etc., then I'm your guy. Thank you for watching. Until next time, I'm the Big D saying, see ya.